We've installed over 200 air conditioning systems across London and Hertfordshire, and during last year's heatwave, we consulted with more than 100 homeowners about whether air conditioning was the right option for their home. In this video, I'll show you 7 things to check before you install air conditioning so your system cools properly, runs quietly, looks neat, and avoids expensive problems later. These are the details homeowners often miss before the quote is accepted, but they are usually the details that decide whether the system runs reliably or breaks when you need it most. Section 1. Outdoor unit position. The first thing I recommend checking is where the outdoor unit will sit. A poor outdoor unit position can create neighbor noise issues, poor airflow, awkward servicing, and problems with planning restrictions. I recommend keeping a 1-meter distance from neighbors' windows, bedrooms, patios, and side passages before installation is agreed. A unit squeezed into a tight corner may look discreet, but if it cannot breathe properly, it can run louder, work harder, and lose efficiency. I also recommend checking local planning conditions, listed building rules, and manufacturer clearance requirements before anyone drills through the wall. A good outdoor unit position is quiet, ventilated, legal, and reachable. A bad position can turn a good system into a constant source of complaints and callouts. Section 2. Condensate drainage. The second thing I recommend planning early is condensate drainage. When air conditioning cools a room, it removes moisture from the air, and that water needs a safe route away. Where possible, I recommend using a gravity drain instead of a condensate pump. A gravity drain is quieter and more reliable because water naturally runs downhill. A condensate pump can be useful when there is no practical drainage route, but it should not be used just because the pipe route was not properly planned. In bedrooms, this matters even more because a small pump clicking away at night can become surprisingly annoying. A well-planned drain is something you never think about. A poorly planned drain is something you notice every time the system runs. Section 3. Maintenance access. The third thing I recommend checking is whether the outdoor unit can be reached safely for maintenance. Air conditioning is not a fit and forget product. The system needs access for cleaning, inspection, servicing, and fault finding, just like your boiler. A unit installed high on a wall may look neat on day 1, but future servicing can become expensive or difficult if an engineer cannot reach it safely. I recommend asking one simple question before approving the location. Can this unit be serviced without special access equipment? If the answer is no, the position may not be as practical as it looks. A system that is easy to maintain will stay quiet, efficient, and reliable during the hottest days of the year. Section 4. Indoor unit position. The fourth thing I recommend checking is where the indoor unit blows the air. Many homeowners want the unit directly above the bed because they think it will look neat. In reality, cold air blowing across your face, neck, or body can make sleep uncomfortable. I recommend placing the indoor unit so the air moves across the room rather than directly over the person using the space. The goal is not to feel a cold blast all night. The goal is to cool the whole room evenly and quietly. A good position makes the room feel calm and comfortable. A poor position makes you keep changing the temperature, adjusting the fan, turning the system off, then waking up hot again. Section 5. Correct unit sizing. The fifth thing I recommend checking is the size of the indoor unit. Bigger is not always better with air conditioning. An undersized unit may run constantly and still struggle during a heat wave. An oversized unit may cool too quickly near the sensor, stop too often, waste electricity, and leave the room feeling uneven. I recommend sizing the unit around the actual room conditions, not guesswork. The installer should consider room size, ceiling height, insulation, glazing, sunlight, roof exposure, occupancy, and how the room is used. A south-facing loft bedroom may need a very different design from a shaded ground floor bedroom of the same size. The right size system cools quickly without working too hard. The wrong size system can make an expensive installation feel cheap. Section 6, hidden pipe routes. The sixth thing I recommend planning is the pipe route. The refrigerant pipes, drain pipe, and cable route affect both performance and appearance. A poor route can leave trunking across walls, around corners, or through visible areas that the homeowner only notices after the work is finished. I recommend agreeing the pipe route before installation starts. Once the holes are drilled, your options become limited. A good installer will balance the shortest sensible route, the neatest finish, the drainage fall, the outdoor unit position, and future access. The cheapest route is not always the best route. A slightly better planned route can make the finished installation look far cleaner. Section 7. Trunking layout. The seventh thing I recommend checking is the exact trunking layout. Trunking is the cover that hides and protects the pipework, so it has a big effect on how professional the installation looks. Before approving a quote, I recommend asking where the trunking will start, where it will turn, where it will drop, and what it will look like from the main viewing points of your home. Do not wait until installation day to discover that trunking needs to run across a feature wall or down the front of the property. A good trunking layout is straight, discreet, minimal, and logical. A poor trunking layout can make a high-quality system look like an afterthought. Section 8. Final summary. Before you install air conditioning, I recommend judging the quote by more than the brand name and the price. Check the outdoor unit position, drainage route, maintenance access, where the indoor unit blows air, unit size, pipe route, and trunking layout. These 7 decisions affect noise, comfort, efficiency, appearance, reliability, and long-term running costs. A good air conditioning system should cool the room quietly, efficiently, and reliably without creating problems around your home. Tap the link in the description now to arrange a high-quality air conditioning quote. We'll help you choose a system that is properly sized, neatly installed, efficient to run, and suited to the way you actually use your home.